If you watched my last video, then you saw my review on a real board and why I personally didn't like it. So I ordered a whole new complete, and this is not really about the deck itself because I've done Baker board reviews, so you can check those out. But this is more about the complete setup and why I'm going to be experimenting and trying a few little weird things. First of all, I do love the grip tape. Yeah. It was like kind of expensive for the grip by itself, but I had to splurge and couldn't say no to that. So this is an 8.47/8, so pretty much 8.5 deck. I do like the more pointy kind of nose and tail. It's easier to flick off of than the real board. That was what I didn't like. But the thing that's different about this is I've been skating Thunders for my past several boards, and these are 8.25 trucks, and usually they didn't have those for the longest time. You either had an 8-inch or 8.5 trucks, so some people skate an 8.5 board on 8-inch trucks, and that just kind of felt kind of weird. But I saw these, they had 8.25 trucks. I think they're the 148s versus 149, which is normally what I ride. I don't know the specifics, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but so I wanted these to be a little more narrow than the board versus just going completely out. So it is going to make primos a little bit hard for me. But I could probably just use this as a backup board for doing freestyle. But yeah, so it's going to be a little more narrow. And I got hollow light trucks. Now the reason I went with more narrow trucks is because I was reading some weird Reddit rant and some guy broke down everything more scientifically. So I'm going to paraphrase what he said, and correct me again if I'm wrong in the comments. Let me know. Let's have a debate discussion. But you, when thinking about like twisting and turning and all of that, you want the center of mass to be more towards the middle, so then it can rotate versus having more wider outside surface area that's going to it's not really going to mess too much with the aerodynamics, but just in terms of, I guess, centripetal force and those other sciencey words, having it more tight and narrow will allow it to flip better. So rotating should be easier for kick flips and all that. I don't know how much of an impact it'll really have on tray flips. I know that's more of the wheelbase and trying to tighten it like that if you're going to be doing rotations like that versus like that. But it should allow for faster kick flips. So maybe I have double flips, but they do kind of take an effort. So maybe I'll get triple flips back with this board. I haven't really done that in a really long time, so I don't know. But yeah, it should allow it to spin better, and it'll be tighter. The other thing is, because the wheels are more inward versus here is when it'll be less likely to get wheel bite, is what the person was also saying. So because it has to go more towards the middle, it's just going to have to reach and twist and bend and squish in more to be able to hit the deck versus if it's just edge to edge. So there's more traveling distance for the truck to squeeze to prevent getting wheel bite. So that's always nice. The sacrifice, though, is you get less stability on the ground when you're, I guess, trying to carve and ride away from some tricks, because now it's more narrow versus wider and spread out. So you have a more narrow surface area of riding to deal with. I don't really do anything too much that requires that. Maybe if I was skating big bowls or transitions or something, I think that would play a bigger role in it, but I'm more into flip tricks and some manuals and grinds. So we'll see how that stability thing is. There should be a little more responsiveness. And then to add and amplify those benefits of being able to flip faster and more responsiveness, I splurged and I got the hollow lights, which normally I just get the basic Thunder highs, and I decided to get these hollow lights, which is kind of cool. It's even hollow in there. I don't know if you can see. You can zoom in, 4K video, so watching maximum quality. But I did take the trucks off because Skate Warehouse put the chalk pads backwards where you had the rubber sticking out here, and I do more tail sides and kind of nose stalls than board sides, so that would obviously screw that up, so I had to unscrew it, and luckily I had a power drill, so it was really fast, so I had to put it in that. But I'll explain that in a bit, but again, I took the trucks off and they were very, very light. So light trucks and smaller trucks. So hopefully flip tricks are going to be a lot easier because I am kind of getting older and I'm a little chunky right now. I'm working on that. I'm dieting. So doing flip tricks and jumping, like, it takes more effort versus this. These are pretty heavy. If you want to do a side by side, I also normally, again, I get Thunder highs. Apparently these are the hollow lights. I got the normal Thunders, so that was a mistake I made on my part. But if you look at them, pretty similar. This one's obviously higher, so I got this set up because I hate wheel bite. So maybe the shorter trucks being more narrow will help offset that. And then I did get a little shock pad, which kind of acts as a riser pad. But you can see the wheel is still closer to the deck, which means higher chance of wheel bite. And no, I did not get bigger wheels because these are the exact same wheels, exactly same design, same color scheme, same Formula 4 Spitfires that are 50 millimeters. It's just these on the real, they're so worn out. So that's what 2 years of riding the same wheels will do. So obviously these are 50s. These were 50s. These are obviously in the 40s now. So yeah, and then part of the reason I wanted to ditch this board is because I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but I did something and I split the bushing, so it's shredded, so there's like no rebound and it gets all weird. But listen to this. Oh look, it stopped rolling too. It's loud, barely rolls. So that's why I don't do manuals that much in my videos. If you guys have been watching, you're like, hey, he used to always do manuals. Space Skater was always doing manual combos. Why do you stop doing manuals? Because I can't hold him with the board like that. So now I got these. Pretty quiet. So that's nice. Won't sound all ghetto at the skate park. Rolls a little more. I still kind of cheaped out and got the Bones Reds basic bearings. I was going to try to get some higher end ones. But maybe I'll be able to do manuals, and then these will wear out over time. The thing I like the most about Formula 4s is they don't flat spot, because I used to have an issue with flat spots on Spitfire boards for a long time. So I talked about the deck, how I like the Baker shape more than real. Had to get new wheels just to go with the bearings. I don't know. I like small wheels. I guess I'm kind of old school like that. I just don't like wheel bite. And then I like kind of being close to the ground so you can get a quicker pop versus like a weird delayed one. What the heck? Dude, like an old 80s red Ferrari just drove by. Like something like from some retro movie. That was kind of interesting to see a vintage Ferrari drive by. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I may have to wax these little corners at first so I don't get wheel bite. And then I got a little shock pad, which is also a riser, so that will at least kind of help versus the high trucks kind of push it out. But it's still kind of made the wheels close to the deck. And then I also like it because it'll help reduce vibration going on with the board, and then maybe it'll keep me from snapping the tail off or something if I land a trick pretty hard. It's hit or miss with the shock pads, but it was only $4 extra, so whatever. So yeah, maybe I'll be getting some crazy flip tricks because I do think Baker boards are easier to flip off of because they have the more narrow nose and tail. The wheelbase is slightly bigger than the real board, so I wasn't really expecting that, but better wheels and bearings for manuals, and I'll be able to roll around because this old board just stops rolling pretty fast, so I'm always having to push all the time. Narrow trucks and lighter trucks, and yeah, so we'll see if I can flip it around. I won't have any skate videos with this board for at least a few weeks because Thunder trucks have really bad bushings, and if you just try to tighten them right away and you start skating it hard, you're going to explode them and you're probably going to have to replace them. So I'm going to have to do the whole classic, bring two boards to the park, you know, just kind of carve and pump and roll around with this board until the bushings kind of break in and soften up a little bit, and then I'll be able to tighten it down, and then once I tighten it down, then I'll probably carve it a little bit, try to, you know, break it in and loosen it and soften it at the desired tightness, And then start doing tricks, but more low impact tricks. Obviously, don't be trying to like pop off a loading dock or something like that. You know, just maybe more basic flat ground tricks and some grinds. So stay tuned. And dang, it's so cool with the grip tape. But yeah, should be getting some more tech stuff. So maybe I'll actually do some really crazy flip tricks in the future. So subscribe. And skateboard season's going on. I will probably be releasing a few more snowboard videos because my season pass does last until the end of May, but I am doing an Arizona road trip and going to Vegas in the middle of May, so that's going to be kind of taking a big chunk out of that. But yeah, expect less snowboard videos and more skateboard videos as this transitions. So subscribe if you like both, and thanks for watching.